Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be messing around with the M26 Pershing. Now, as some of you know, I went on a trip recently to go see some of these vehicles and get footage and pictures of them in real life. Well, here's the M26 for you. Today's video is going to cover a few things, specifically what the M26 Pershing consists of. The M26 Pershing was an American heavy tank designated as a medium tank, and it was named after, you guessed it, John J. Pershing. This tank was in service from 1944 to 1951, and it was used by the United States primarily, but it was Lend-Lease programmed out to a few other countries. Now, unfortunately, this is the only variant that I'm going to be showing today. Now, I might play the Super Pershing just a little bit in one of the videos that you may see, just because it's the Super Pershing. You know, I actually enjoy that tank. This tank in War Thunder is not the greatest, but we'll cover that in a little bit. So realistically, there wasn't that many of these tanks built. There was only 2,202 of these particular examples created. And I believe the Super Pershing was just an up-armored version of it, so they weren't a totally different tank all to themselves. They were basically an M26 Pershing with up armor. This vehicle had a mass of 93,000 pounds, aka basically 42 tons, and a length of 20 feet. It had a crew of 5 that consisted of a commander, a gunner, a loader, a driver, and a co-driver. Alright, so now in typical fashion here, let's start from the top and work our way down. So at the top it had a 30-06 M1919 coax and a roof-mounted 50 caliber Browning M2 machine gun. You might hear some of the military guys call it a Ma Deuce. Moving a little bit further down, we got the 90mm main gun. And it had an absolute plethora of different shells that it could fire. Again, a lot of which were not modeled into War Thunder, but let's take a look and see exactly what this particular tank has. Now forgive me, but I haven't unlocked all the shells to it just yet as I'm still grinding this tank out. But I'll still be able to show you the rounds. It's got the T-33 armor-piercing cap ballistic shell, the M82, which is by far your best option, the M304 shot, which is APCR, and I'm not going to butcher this time, this is an HE, a high explosive, not heat. And of course your typical smoke shell, which can come in handy. Moving down into the hull now, we're going to talk about the armor. The upper front plate was 102 millimeters in thickness, and I believe it was like a 45-degree angle, which is not bad, but in War Thunder it doesn't do the greatest. You can still be absolutely shot clean through by a Tiger II, which you face in this vehicle quite regularly. Now the lower hull is only 76 millimeters, so that's obviously this tank's main weak spot, and which gets targeted a lot in War Thunder by particularly the German players. And speaking of armor, we're going to talk about the turret just a little bit. So the mantlet is fairly stout. I mean, it shows 153 millimeters there, and then behind it, you've got another 106 millimeters. So you can probably bet money that nothing is going to go through the mantlet. The problem with this tank in the front is your sides. You've only got about 160 millimeters, 170 millimeters of armor at that particular angle. Another weak spot is going to be your commander's hatch, which can easily be penetrated, especially if somebody's using a high explosive shell. Another weak spot that a lot of people like to target in the front is going to be your machine gun port. Now, this spot can be a little bit hard to hit, and it can be a little bit trolly, but that is a pretty significant weak spot that can absolutely one-shot this tank. The side profile of this tank's not very bad, but again, it's not very good either. Now, it does have angled armor on the sides, but again, if you take a shot in the side, you could pretty well just kiss this tank goodbye. Now, your turret armor from the side is only 76.2 millimeters thick. I don't know why they would have to add that 0.2 like it's actually going to do anything. So yeah, obviously that's going to be a very significant weak point. You don't want to get shot in the side. Alright, so moving to the rear of the tank now, you might be wondering what's underneath the hood. Well, that would be a Ford V8. Don't ask me what the cubic inch was, I'm really not for sure. I just know that it produced anywhere between 450 to 500 horsepower, which propelled this tank to a whopping, staggering, just like the last tank, 30 miles per hour. But I will say, though, that's kind of par for the course, considering this one's a little bit older and the M48 is a much newer with the V12, I believe it was. So moving down to the tracks and the road wheels and idlers, you might notice that it looks fairly similar to the M47 and the M48. Well, this is their predecessor. This vehicle was equipped with torsion bar suspension and a total of 6 road wheels in standard configuration, without the little mini road wheel in the very back, like the M48. So anyways, now that we've covered most of the statistics on this tank, let's talk about its operation a little bit. So this tank was intended as a replacement for the M4 Sherman, but unfortunately with its low numbers and long production periods, means that it didn't see a whole lot of combat in Europe. However, it did see a little bit of combat. So after this tank's very brief combat service record, it was replaced in 1951 by the M46 and the M4A3E8. So now let's talk a little bit about this tank in the state of War Thunder. Now, I didn't intend on this video turning into a dog on War Thunder or a bash War Thunder type video, but there was a few things that happened in this gameplay that really irks me, and it really aggravates me that Gaijin, the snail, isn't doing anything to fix it, and have never done anything to fix it, and will continue to never do anything to fix it. So this tank in War Thunder, it's a heavy tank classified as a medium tank, which in my opinion is just utter garbage, because the tank's mobility is very lackluster. It only has a top speed of 30 miles per hour, and its turret traverse is kinda okay. The reverse speed is kinda okay. Like, I mean, it's not good, but it's not great either. It'll definitely get you out of some sticky situations if you have cover to hide behind, but if you don't have cover, you can pretty well just kiss your ass goodbye. The gun seems pretty good for what it is, I suppose. It's an early 90mm. Like, what can you really expect? You know? Like, the M47, the 90mm was pretty good. The M48's 90mm is even better, you know? I'm sure the M60, whenever I finally get around to playing the M60, will be just even better. You know, that was the whole point of these vehicles, was to upgrade them and turn them into the ultimate fighting machine. But this tank I really feel like suffers, because it has a massive weak spot in the front, being the lower glacis, the gun pod, the cheeks. I mean, it can take a hit, maybe, but it's not going to reliably bounce shots, especially not to anybody who knows what they're fighting, particularly Tiger 2 players. I feel like with this tank here, I find myself struggling to get into the battlefield to a decent place where I can actually have a little bit of cover and I can sit and fight. I find myself dying more often than not trying to just get to that particular point. Now, as I've stated before in the past, I'm no professional War Thunder player. Like, I don't do very good. I'm very average at best. I mostly just play this game because I love the vehicles. I love the vehicles. I love the detail that they've gone into with them. I love the fact that their armor values are fairly accurate. The cannon values are fairly accurate. You know, this game does stuff with these vehicles that no other game could even come close to. And it really makes me sad that vehicles like this have to suffer. So yeah, as you can guess, I didn't do the greatest with it. There was one game where I got 6 kills with it in pretty rapid succession, but that was just kind of a fluke. People not paying attention, me getting lucky, kind of thing. But I wouldn't say that it is a bad tank, and in the right hands, this vehicle might actually do pretty good, but in my hands, it doesn't fit my playstyle, and I just do not do very good with it. So I have more videos like this planned in the future, so stay tuned. My next video should be on a plane. I'm not going to tell you which one it is just yet, but it's going to be a good one. I'm pretty excited for it. So yeah, anyways, without further ado, I'm going to stop talking now, and I'll show you how I did. Yeah, so welcome back. Now we're in the M26 Pershing. And probably just going to get absolutely wrecked because this tank is not that good. The Jumbo Pershing is okay, but... Oh my god. Does he see? Does he know? He does not know? Question mark? Yeah, he knows. That's bad. That's really bad. Okay, there's that thing. And if he pushes up right here... There you are. Got he. Okay, there is tons more stuff rolling up right here. Something literally right there. Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay, he doesn't know I'm here, but I don't know where to shoot that. Wait for him to shoot again. Alright. Let's push out, see if we can at least, like, take out his barrel or something. No. Okay. Okay, well, that's cool. At least the teamworks are helping. That's a problem. I don't know how that guy didn't kill me, but alright, I will take it gladly. At least we still have the D point to make us feel better. Okay, dude, come on, man. You see, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, people just don't freaking care. Like, I need to make a video on driving etiquette in War Thunder. Like, the players on this game are borderline, if not a lot of them are just toxic, and they get rewarded for being toxic. Maybe I should change my gameplay style up. Maybe I should work on being as absolutely toxic as I possibly can and, you know, not have a care about trying to play the objective or, you know, whatever. Playing the worst toxicity vehicles, you know what I mean? Anyways, though, okay, so how this game should go is all of us together as a team should be working to capture that point, but that's not how everybody plays. Everybody goes off and gets in these weird little cheeky positions and just racks up 100 freaking kills a match, and that's how the game is played. I can't tell. That's a thing. Oh, and that was a thing. And he is turning his gun to me. Yep, back up, back up, back up. Okay, now I'm hearing something over there still, but... Really now, the power system, that's it? Let's aim right about there. Loader, that's cool.
No, 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 no,
Okay,
no,
what
no,
about
no,
right
wait,
there?
wait, wait, wait. Wait.
Okay, there we go, now we got him. But yeah, anyways, though, so you're supposed to play the objective, you know? You're not supposed to just focus on kills. You're supposed to worry about pushing up and getting to the point and trying to capture it, you know? But it seems like everybody's just more worried about attrition, which is fine. I'm fine with attrition. But each game mode should have its own different way of being played. Okay, he died. That's good. I was worried about that thing. That's a mouse. I really don't think we can do anything to that, but we're gonna try. Yeah, no, can't do anything to that. Alright, so now that we know that there's something over to the right, we're gonna loop around. Okay, I don't know what that was, and we're not gonna stick around to find out. Oh, that's what it is. Alright. Never mind, we're good. Everything's fine. So yeah, anyway, so guys, I don't want to bore you all with me talking about the state of War Thunder and everything, but it just seems as though that there could be some things done a little bit better. Actually, I know that there's some things that could be done a little bit better. Okay, there's the mouse. Yeah, we literally can't do anything to that whatsoever. That's the sad part. Hello, Mr. Mouse. Alright, big scary thing dead. You know, I said that I wasn't going to do very good on this map, but apparently I'm mistaken. Alright, let's try to bully this mouse.
Entire team is dead.
There we go. There we go.
Not big surprise.
That's a panther.
Boy!
That is going to kill me.
Broke
Yep.
your stupid crap, moron!
Where did he go through at? That's what I want to know. It looks like he went through my upper front plate. Yeah, he went through the upper front plate. That's nice. So yeah, anyway, so like I said, I apologize for this turning into a State of War Thunder video, but there's just a few things that I have issues with, and you know, I just want to play the game to have fun. Like, why does anybody play a game ever? They play a game to have fun, and I want to have fun. I want to have fun in this game, but I don't find dying constantly with 0 kills and getting spawn camped and cast and just losing every single match that I play fun. I just don't. Like, nobody in their right mind would find losing to be fun. And I wish that there was something that Gaijin would do about it. Like, for example, now I'm not gonna go off too much on a rant here, but I'm fixing to come out with a plane video. Like, my next video is going to be on a plane, which I'm really excited for, by the way. I'm very, very excited for this one. It's going to be really cool. But planes, CAS, is super, super easy to get. Like, you roll into a match, you cap 1 point, and get 1 kill, and sometimes not even that, and there you go. You got your plane. You've got your toxic CAS, bomb dropping, rocket slinging, whatever nightmare mobile that just ruins everybody else's experience. Now, hopefully, whatever tank we run into on this route is not. Oh my god. Oh, get absolutely wrecked, you little freaking gremlin. Alright, whatever this thing is. That is a... I don't know. That is an IS? Oh, he sees me. And there's already a mouse? There's already a mouse? Brother. You see what I mean, though? Like, I got 1 kill and 1 hit, and I've already got enough for a plane. War Thunder. Stop. Get some help. This is not okay. But you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna ignore it, and we're gonna get rid of those. There we go. We're gonna ignore that and pretend that that never happened, and we're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on with the Super Pershing, because usually, generally as a rule, I do better with the Super Pershing anyways for obvious reasons. You know, armor. But I cannot believe that there was already a mouse sitting right there. Like, that just blows me away. And I can't do anything against that, you know? Like, I cannot do anything to it. Like, I'm pretty sure I can't even penetrate the armor from a side, like a full-blown 90-degree shot. Like, it just won't happen. Okay. I don't know what we're gonna do here. This is gonna be an absolute gong show. Hello? M26, can you go a little bit faster, dog? Like, this is pathetic. Like, I'm holding W as hard as I can, and we're going 14 miles an hour. This is absolutely pathetic. Am I even gonna be able to make it up this hill? Come on, man. Watch, we're gonna spend all this time and all this effort to make it up this hill and just get shot in the side from over here somewhere. This is crazy, dude. Alright, so the big scary things over here are dead, so that's good. But now what else is going to show its face as I hear more engine noises. Alright, let's do something right quick. Let's get rid of all these trees. Excuse me, can you reverse now? I can't see. I can't see, and this tank won't go in reverse.
Our victory is near. Thank you very much.
Hello, Tiger. Alright, cool. So that took care of that. There's a thing right there. Trying to kind of catch a glimpse and see what he's doing. Don't mind my camera angle. Okay, so he is moving the opposite direction. I'm gonna move down here to try and flank him from behind. It sounds like another Tiger 2. It is not a Tiger 2, it is a Ferdinand? Nope. Yes, Ferdinand. Can I do this? Yes, I can. What do we got up here? Another Ferdy. That's bad. Alright, bud, I'll give it to you. Because you've clearly got me here dead bang. I don't feel like that should penetrate through the side armor of the turret. Like the back of the tank, yeah, it should definitely go into the engine, but I highly doubt, on a for real note, that it would go through the actual turret itself. That armor is entirely too thick. But, you know, that's another issue with War Thunder is the anti-air. The anti-air are more like anti-everything because of the way their rounds act. Especially the, like, higher BR anti-air vehicles. They just, I mean, as long as you don't get hit, you're fine. Like, as long as you get the drop on everybody and you can just spray them, you're fine. Now, obviously, it's hard to take out something like a mouse, but, you know, you can shoot out the barrel and tracks and everything else. But, you know, I feel like at this battle rating, the M26 Pershing is severely underpowered. Like, yes, the round you just watched me kill a couple Ferdinands, or a Ferdinand, because I didn't get to shoot the other one. I would have killed the other one, but it doesn't have the mobility to be agile enough to get good flanks consistently. And there's 2 jets coming in. That's bad. All right, we're gonna get a lot more altitude for this. All right, so he is going to try the thing. Where did he go? I lost him. Oh, there he is. He's right there. Well, that worked out well. Alright guys, so that was the M26 Pershing. Now, my thoughts on this vehicle aren't necessarily good, but they're not necessarily bad either. In World War II, it served its purpose, but in this game, it's not the greatest. Like, there's definitely a lot better options out there, and dare I say it, but I almost feel like this tank needs to go down just a little bit in BR. Go ahead and shoot me. I'm sure everybody in the comment section, if this video ever gets any kind of views whatsoever, is going to absolutely just pummel me to an absolute pulp and telling me that this tank is so good and it's great and everything. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't fit my playstyle. I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad tank, but I do feel like in some ways, more ways than one, that it needs to go down in battle rating. So yeah, anyways though guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I apologize for ranting and going off about some things, but man, War Thunder here as of late has been making me very angry. I'm just not having a good time, and I want to have a good time in it. And you know, you can be snide and say just get good or you know whatever, but that's not the point. You know, the point of playing a game is to have fun. I shouldn't have to sweat. I shouldn't have to try hard just to have fun. I should be able to roll into a match and get into some like really awesome battles with more evenly matched vehicles, and you know, not have to worry about getting a bomb dropped on my head from a plane. And you get the idea. You get the picture. So anyways though, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.